we'll come here, but let's go to Lily first. She has a comment or question, or both.
Okay, so my question / comment pertains to the reasonable time, place, and restriction. I understand that concept, obviously, but I think what I struggle with, and probably other students as well, is we aren't sure what we can do. Like, what do I need permission to do on campus or outside in the parking lot? Like, it's unfortunate that it is like that I'm not really sure what I can say and do in school. And so I just wanted to know what y'all thought about that. Like, you know, I think schools should provide us with, what we can do and what we can't say.
I touched a little bit on that earlier. The university said, write the law, we'll draft a policy. So until we pass this law, they don't have to have a policy. They can make it up as they go.
And that leaves so much confusion for students, and leads to...
If you'll put that down in the statement for me, I'll read that. No names. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. What does it mean?
I think if you trust your instincts,
yeah,
you'll get it right 95% of the time.
Most likely.
So if someone already has reserved the table under the stairs to get people to join a group, don't beat them up and try to steal the table from them, because it's a limited resource. Don't be screaming outside of class, but if you want to set up a table out in the parking lot there, no one, I think, as long as you're not taking up a parking spot, that kind of stuff's going to be fine. And there are all sorts of places in the building where you can set up. You just got to ask student affairs, where can I set up? And they'll tell you where you won't be in the way. But there's a lot of places. There's now the 2 on the 2nd floor right out here. There are other places as well. So yes, it would be better if we gave clear guidance on all of that. Part of the problem is we do give you a lot of guidance and then you don't read what we give you, so there's only so much we can do.
Although I did, and maybe Ashley, you can talk on this point, I heard there was at least some controversy about students campaigning for student offices. Can you tell us what occurred? Do you know?
There are rules, and those are Student Bar Association rules.
Okay.
Yeah, there are certain rules about when you can start campaigning and what you can do, because they don't want certain students to have an unfair advantage based on their classes. And I don't remember all the rules, but there have been controversies over the years with campaigning for student offices. But that's governed by the SBA rules.
Well, indeed, but the question is, what are those rules and who sets those rules? What happened, Ashley, that you were
It didn't personally happen to me,
right.
But some fellow classmates had tried to campaign, and they were not at the one location they were allowed to campaign in, and they got in trouble and essentially disqualified for running for that office.
That's
just for campaigning in the Dean's Gallery was one, and in the classroom was one, I know. And supposedly it was in the rule book that they were given.
That can't be right, because I've allowed students to campaign in my class. So.
But no, just to be clear, it can't be right that that's the rule, but it can be right that that's what happened.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know, but I think it goes to Lily's point, which is when you start parsing where your free speech is, so draconian, in such a draconian fashion, I'm not going to try to say it the other way, well, that's when people say, you know what, it's not worth the effort. I'm not going to try it. When I was young, I remember I was watching with my father on television some presidential campaign. My father lived in the Soviet Union during World War II, not by choice, although it was an improvement from Nazi-occupied Poland, where he was born. And he referred to something that was happening in the election as propaganda. And it was propaganda. And I said to him, well, how does this propaganda compare to the propaganda from the Soviet Union? He says, it doesn't. He said, it doesn't. He said, this is propaganda in the sense it's advertising. That was all encompassing. We were told what to think, what to say, what to do. There was no dissent. We're not there now, here, but we're moving in the wrong direction. That's the problem.
Jim.